Hi guys. Alright, what's up everyone? Oops, sorry, that's a little loud. It's getting ready to stream here. Took about a week off from streaming. And I think I have everything all set up nicely now. Got some new equipment to stream a little bit better. And hopefully you guys enjoy this session of me answering e-commerce questions and a little bit about probably selling on Amazon, whatever people have questions on Quora, or if you guys have any questions, you know where to put it. So let's get started here. Quora, let's go to Quora, get some answers. Let's get some questions answered here from people just like you or people that are watching. And what I like to do is I go ahead and just search the e-commerce. Nope, nothing too crazy. Oop, of course, there's an error. Hello? Let's go. E-commerce. Hmm. All right. Topic e-commerce. There we go. There we go. All right, here we go. Here we go. So, just scrolling through some of the questions that people are having. What should I start dropshipping? Ali Drop plugin, Ali Ship Custom, or Shopify? With Shopify, um, hmm, these are kind of. I'm not really too familiar with Ali Drop. Let me just check it out right now. Ali Drop Ship. Is it a platform or is it a plugin for WooCommerce? Let me see. Oh, it's a WordPress. Okay, it's an add-on to WooCommerce. So WooCommerce is a e-commerce platform that if you have a WordPress website, you can just add WooCommerce, which is the e-commerce part of it, and then you add AliExpress, Ali Drop Ship into it, and it's pretty much an add-on to an add-on. So you're adding a um, couple plugins, I guess. So, and if you check out my YouTube channel, I talk about the pros and cons of WooCommerce in one of my videos. And one of the major cons of WooCommerce that I talk about is the plugin on plugin on plugin type layout that I don't really recommend. Um, and the reason being that WordPress itself, the platform WordPress, is more of a blogging platform. And once e-commerce became big, WooCommerce is an add-on to any WordPress website to make it an e-commerce store, so you can start selling anything. So a lot of people went ahead and added that WooCommerce plugins so they can sell stuff like their art, their blog, or their imaging, their images, their reading material, their courses, whatever is necessary for somebody to make money basically on their website. So, and right now, as you can see, people are starting to get into the drop shipping business. So unfortunately, WordPress wasn't out to be made out to be a e-commerce platform. So now you got to add plugins on top of plugins on top of plugins, and it starts becoming kind of a mess from a developer side, from even a management side, because you're basically working with now 3 different platforms, and it can definitely be a little bit messy. So, and like I said, check out my YouTube channel and you'll see a video I made specifically on which platform you should be using and the pros and cons on a lot of these platforms. So going back to the question at hand, what should I be dropshipping with? So you got the AliExpress plugin, Ali Dropship plugin, Ali Dropship custom store. I'm guessing that's kind of their standalone store, but it's still most likely built on one second here, guys. Most likely built on a kind of a WordPress type store. Let me check it out. Get a custom store. Starts at $2.99. That's kind of expensive in my mind. Um, Place your order. Yep. So it's kind of, yeah, it's gonna be a WordPress website with WooCommerce and plus this add-on. It's just basically making a custom one. It should. All these are pretty standard. Alright. As you can already tell by on the stream right now, is that I don't know everything about all these new ones popping up, all these plugins on plugins, all these apps, and all these different types of ways to sell online. So keep that in mind. I'm just like you. Though I have a few more years or quite a bit more years of experience on what you probably have, I'm still learning, and that's the beauty of e-commerce. That's the beauty of being an entrepreneur is the ability to kind of always be learning. You're not tied to an A to B solution. There's not an A and a B solution on everything. There's always ways to improve. There's always pros and cons about all the different kinds of things that are coming out, and some will work for you, some won't work for you. Some are just first-hand experience for me telling you it may or may not work. Um, but at the end of the day, it's definitely your decision to really take all the information that you've gathered and all the education and make the best decision that you can for your store. So um, keep that in mind if you watch this stream or if you watch this video or if you um, and if you see my content anywhere else. So give me a sec, guys. Oops. My mouse is having issues here. I forgot to set my status. Sorry, I'm getting notifications. I don't want you guys seeing the notifications from Slack. So all right. Let's go back to this airdrop ship. Ali Dropship. Oh my gosh, I can't say that word. Ali Dropship plugin, Ali Dropship custom store, or Shopify. Um, as I keep saying, and as you will hear along, probably throughout the video and probably throughout the whole, all the content I create, I guess, that to be a successful e-commerce website, you probably you need to be on an e-commerce platform. So whenever I see like a WordPress, a WooCommerce, I mean that's not technically a e-commerce platform, but you have all the e-commerce tools to get you to a certain growth period or a certain growth phase. But after that, it's just so hard to scale. And from the startup, it's cool to use a WordPress. It's cool to test if you're kind of not necessarily your side hobby, or if your gallery, or if your store, or if your art, if you're able to sell your art, or if you're able to sell whatever you're producing on your WordPress website. Testing it with WooCommerce is a great way to do it, and I would recommend anybody that is kind of still unsure about if the product that you're going to be providing is going to be successful. It's okay. It's okay to use WooCommerce. It's okay to use WordPress. It's okay to start with proving your idea or your product through that process. But if you're really serious, if you really want to sell, if you want to make it a kind of a career, and you don't want to just be a side hobby, when people say the word drop shipping, a lot of people are wanting to not necessarily take the easy way out to get into e-commerce. It's the least risky, and people assume least risky to be less time consuming, and that's a complete uh, wrong mindset to have, because if you want to make an e-commerce website successful, you have to do all the little things, and drop shipping is just part of making your website successful, and part of making your, hopefully, if you want to do this long term, a long term thing. But in order to even start thinking long term or scaling your store, you got to be on the right platform. I've seen too many businesses kind of take the easy way out just because they think it's less risky. E-commerce, if you do drop shipping, if you have your own product, if you take a lot of the risk away, it's easier, and not paying for it. WordPress is I believe is probably the least expensive way to get into the store. But I have to stress, if you are even remotely thinking about starting an e-commerce website, you have to be on an e-commerce platform, and it will save you so much headache down the road when you're actually doing well, when you actually are your marketing strategy is actually in a great marketing strategy, and you're executing the plan, and everything is falling into place. All of a sudden, you're trying to scale the website, and you're on a WordPress WooCommerce, and you're kind of stuck because there's only a certain place that WordPress WooCommerce gets you to. And unfortunately, I've seen this a couple times already. People that have a WordPress WooCommerce, we come in, we do digital marketing for you. All of a sudden, you're killing it. All of a sudden, you're getting too much traffic. You're managing the hosting. Hosting falls apart, and now you got plugins that aren't working. And now you got plugins on plugins on plugins. Now it's kind of hate to say it's a mess, and we got to put you on a new platform. Will probably recommend either going to Shopify or Magento. And I've seen this, like I said, a couple times already. It happens, but this is the kind of the advice I give you is it's okay to prove and want to sell something on the side as a hobby and thinking it's less risky if you do drop shipping, even if you don't have your own products. But make sure you're on the right platform because e-commerce moves fast. Your product might get a viral video made, or somebody shares it that has a bunch of followers, and all of a sudden you get 100 to 200 orders in a day, and now you're like, okay, now it's time to get serious, and now it's time to either switch to the right platform or get to the right people to recommend the right platform. And I know I'm kind of going back and forth on this, not necessarily on the uh, platform you should be, just back and forth on the mindset that you're going through. It's like, oh, I'm trying to test it out, but all of a sudden it does so well that I need something long term, I guess is the bottom line. So, and to kind of summarize this question, or this answer to this question, is if you're drop shipping, that means that you're starting an e-commerce store and that you kind of want to get into the e-commerce business. So bottom line, Shopify is a great way for starter websites. It's out now so inexpensive to start that I won't use something like AliDrop plugin or AliDrop custom store, just because they're just add-ons. I mean, they're literally add-ons to WooCommerce, to your WordPress website. And Shopify has those options already built in, but it removes that one layer of, oh, I'm a blog trying to sell something. It removes that I'm a blog trying to sell something to I'm going to be selling stuff. This is my focus. I'm going to try to make money off of this, and that in itself will save you so much time, money, sleepless nights, headaches, whatever you want to say, and it all can be easily removed by being on the right platform and scaling with the right platform. So it's kind of a long answer to this one simple question, but it needs to be said. You need to be on the right platform. If you're serious about e-commerce, definitely be on an e-commerce platform. It doesn't have to be Shopify. It can be BigCommerce. It can be Magento or wherever you find. But if it's a very um, it needs to be an e-commerce platform. Don't use like a Wix. Don't use like one of these Weebly or one of these websites that their marketing is phenomenal. They'll tell you, oh, you can get a website up in 2 minutes or whatever, but you can get a WordPress website up in 2 minutes. You can get all these things in less than 2 minutes. It's all trying to sell you on something. But for me, I'm a marketer. I know what people are selling. I know their tactics, but I come from two different perspectives. I'm the customer, and I'm also the person that's providing the service to help you better your business. And I get to kind of sit in the middle and be able to evaluate and really recommend things properly to people. So I'm going. Oh, well, somebody answered that one. All right, let's exit that. What are the pros and cons of drop shipping using Shopify? Uh, I mean, the pros is that there are a lot of applications you can add on to Shopify that makes it easy. Um, and the relationship management tool, or the admin tool is what I call it, is very user friendly. So you can kind of do a to click and fulfill your order type thing. Um, there's a lot of different. I mean, there's a lot of pros and there's some cons to it. Cons is you're still drop shipping, and drop shipping in itself doesn't matter what platform you're on, has its cons, and it unfortunately doesn't matter which platform you use. So, of course, cons of drop shipping is shipping time, inventory, um, reliability of the manufacturer. All these come into play. Um, Not only just to Shopify, but to all platforms. How can I boost the sale on my e-commerce website? There's plenty of ways to boost sale on your e-commerce website, but you want to take a step back, and although you're focusing on your sale, you want to focus on the marketing strategy or the plan that you have in place. So if you take a step back and not focus on, hey, how can I get a sale, but what are the steps that a consumer needs to get to the sale, and that's the strategy part, and that's where a lot of this is where you can differentiate from other people that are asking the same question as you. How can I boost a sale on an e-commerce website? Um, my simple answer is you better have a better strategy than the other person, and I'm not just trying to I'm not just trying to copy this guy's answer, but he says it perfectly. I suggest you pay attention to your strategy. The reason why he's saying this is anybody can go out and start an e-commerce website. Anybody can go out and get one sale, two sale. But what differentiates you is understanding how much it's going to cost you on that customer path, that you can get ahead of this person that is making $2 and you're making $3. It doesn't sound like much. You're making $3 a sale. This person's making $2 a sale, or this person making $1 a sale. By looking at the funnel that the person is going through, either from the acquisition or even the getting traffic from Facebook or different areas that you'll see, and this is all part of the marketing strategy, is where your traffic's coming from, how many touch points are you going to have with this customer, retargeting, upsells, downsells, email, all these different things that are tied together in the marketing strategy is where you need to focus on. If you don't have experience on this or you don't have time to learn about this, this is where you reach out to people and say, hey, can you come up with a marketing strategy, or can you give me a good start on the marketing strategy? What marketing channel, what marketing funnels, what ways am I able to reduce the cost from the top down? Because this is at the very bottom. The sale is at the very, very bottom. The sale is, you've done all the different types of all the different ways you touch the customer, all the way down to finally them putting their credit card number and paying for the product and receiving the product. So can you boost sale on your e-commerce? You get good strategy. You get good strategy from the top all the way down to where the sale is. Everything in between there it could be very important to boosting the sale or to get a sale on the website. And that all comes down to marketing strategy, and the marketing strategy will help you create the marketing plan for the month or 2 months or 3 months or however long you want to create a marketing plan, and then you can focus on how to increase the sale number, I guess. I don't know how to answer that question. How can I boost the sale? It's all about that marketing plan, the marketing strategy, marketing plan, and then how you execute it will definitely be way. It sounds easy. It sounds like any other person would tell you, but when you're actually when your mind is in to try to grow your business, try to make a sale, people really tend to forget about the strategy and the planning, and people get excited about, oh wow, I just posted on Facebook and one of my friends bought a product. That isn't a sustainable marketing strategy. That isn't even part of the marketing strategy. It could be a very, very small part of the marketing strategy, but you can't have tunnel vision and you can't have the expectation of growing an e-commerce restaurant, getting more sales without a good strategy. You're just throwing things at the fridge and hoping something sticks. Doesn't work that way. You got to have a strategy. You got to be able to pivot. You got to have to do A/B testing. All these little things that took me 2 3 years to even figure out a good strategy and marketing strategy. And now you're coming. Now there's 20 different new channels or 10 different new funnels. You got Gleam.io popping up. You got all these different tools that you can use to even increase that or add it to your strategy. That every month or so, every even couple weeks, you're redoing the plan or you're adjusting the plan properly, and the execution kind of stays the same because everybody needs SEO. Everybody needs to have good images, good description, good SEO, all these different things that are pretty stagnant. But the layer above the execution is the plan, right? And the plan needs to be properly adjusted when things come in. And this is where that layer above it is a strategy, is where people are like us are, or sorry, not us, but people like me are strategizing, because I'm seeing all these different new funnels, are you seeing different new platforms, that tools that you can use that affects everything below it. So if I introduce a new channel or a new marketing um, tool, I want everybody to kind of get on it, because I'm the one actively looking out and making sure that we have all the right tools and necessary and all the right things that to make the store successful. I got to relay it all the way down to the people that are executing it, and that's kind of the difference. Like, there's this big layer of things that you need to look out for, and I can't stress it enough. I'm unfortunately not the best at explaining a lot of these things, but I'm trying to get better at just looking at as a three-tier system, like a marketing strategy, marketing plan, and then you're looking at the execution of it, and it works all the way up and down, up and down. And in order to boost any sale on it, everybody needs to be on the same book and be on the same page, and it goes up and down, up and down. So if something new comes up, and if I need to implement a new if I see a new funnel or see a new channel that I want to, like Pinterest ad, I want to do a Pinterest ad. Does it fit the strategy? Okay, it does fit the strategy. Now, does it? How do we introduce it into the plan? Where does it go? When are we launching? When are the budgets going to be adjusted? Where are we shifting budgets, or where are we adding to budget? And now we're like, okay, now I can execute and try to get that sale that I've been looking for. So that's the execution part of it. But it doesn't get anywhere unless you get the strategy and the planning down. That's all I'm saying. Am I an entrepreneur if I sell existing products, services with a different label or yeah, you're I mean, how do people define entrepreneur? Entrepreneur. Let's get a definition of entrepreneur. A person who organizes and operates a business or business taking on greater than normal financial risk in order to do so. So this goes back to the question: am I an entrepreneur if I sell existing? Heck yeah, you are. You're selling a product or service. It doesn't matter which brand or which label it is. You're risking your financial status or your financial goal on a product or service that you're trying to promote. So, entrepreneur word gets thrown around. Hey, anytime you're a business owner, if you're selling handmade jewelry that you do on eBay, on Etsy, or wherever, I consider you an entrepreneur, because you're doing something that you're putting your time and not necessarily getting a set financial um, compensation back when you're doing that. So I hope a lot of people are more entrepreneurs than anything. That's me. That's how I grew up with. My parents are entrepreneurs. That's how I was raised, to not let anybody tell me I can't do anything or cannot do something. Um, I feel like that's an entrepreneur. I live a very, very comfortable life right now, and not necessarily it's for everybody, but I've enjoyed it. So if you're an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter if you're selling an existing product or service. if you're just taking that risk of, hey, I'm going to do something, but I'm not 100% sure I'm going to get this amount of money back from it. So um, you can't underestimate the time and the effort that you're putting into to get. If you're saying that you made a jewelry and you're selling it on a site and you're not technically an entrepreneur, that's false, because all the time that you put in that people don't equate to when you're working a 9 to 5 job. When you're working 8 hours, 40 hours a week, you get a very set number of dollars come into your bank account. That is different than you putting in the time to an hour to make the product, and you're trying to sell this product for $30, but then you got to put a sale on it just because it's a new product and you want people to do it, or you have to put an email. It took you 30 minutes to put an email to send out to your customers. Now you got that time that you're putting in, and you don't know how many sales you're gonna get out of it. Now you're truly, I feel like that's the definition of an entrepreneur, that you're putting in time that you're not sure how much you're getting back. And hopefully it's a lot more than what you imagine. Most of the time it's going to be a little lower or break even or even making a little bit. So it's all over the place. But that's the fun part about entrepreneur. You kind of control, or hopefully you get to control it more than control it more with experience and being able to not make the mistakes and lose money by making mistakes. But entrepreneur is an entrepreneur. You're putting financial risk out there. You're putting time and effort that you're not 100% sure how much you're getting back from it. So pretty much that's how I think of it. Hmm. Why don't we see many Shopify shoppers integrating Afterpay in the store? What's Afterpay? Afterpay. Shop now, pay later. So it's just like a credit card, huh? Installments. Maybe it's risky. If you're drop shipping, I mean, I know drop shipping is less riskier, but you got to pay the supplier when somebody orders. You got to pay the supplier for the product. But if you're paying the supplier for the product, but now you got to wait for payment installment, unless it's a big, even for big product, it just, I mean, I don't think it makes sense in the drop shipping model. Um, and yeah, that's, I mean, unless you're a private label, unless you have a bunch in stock, like this gentleman said, or even like he said that Afterpay doesn't allow you to even integrate if you don't have your own stock. The cash flow situation just doesn't make sense. What is Brex? Come on. Any product's good to sell. You got to have a good story, good marketing, good story, good operations, good customer service. All the different layers that you need to be good at to sell. Um, Product is very important, but it's only one part of the integral part of running an e-commerce business. Where is the best place to advertise an e-commerce store? I mean, with any e-commerce, or with any store, e-commerce store like Shopify store, you would, doesn't matter what product you are, you go with Google Ads and you go with Google Shopping Ads. Those are the given. Facebook, they did a big change on a lot of these interests that they're taking away. Like you can't target people with certain incomes, you can't target people with certain ethnicity anymore, and that kind of took a hit on a lot of the businesses that were using Facebook ad. Although I still think it's a very viable way to advertise your product if you do it right. Um, and going back to kind of what I talked about earlier in this stream is the what was I? what was I remember saying, what was the question I was asking? Never mind, never mind. Facebook ad, yeah, Facebook ad, Pinterest. Depending on your demographic, I guess Pinterest ads are always good. Instagrams, it's pretty much just like Facebook. Snapchat, you can do if you have a good a demo in that. Uh, YouTube is always good if you have a good video or you're able to um, produce a good video. That's always good. Too many different channels, honestly. Nah, too many to go through, honestly. That's part of the digital marketing strategy. Arranging all these different channels, all these different funnels, all these different touch points that you're going to be um, having with your customers. You got to organize it properly. You got to see it through. You can't overlap. You can't overspend. You can't double dip on some of these things that um, are just losing you money. And when you're working with some of the margins that you're going to be working with, $2, $3, $4 spending on a click that somebody already saw it, or somebody already bought it, or somebody that isn't interested in your product, is kind of important especially during the startup phase of your product. Yeah, I'm just reading over some of these questions. How would you spend your first $2,000 on Shopify? Ooh, that's a good question, honestly. So you probably, if you have 2,000 to spend, hmm, if you have 2,000 to spend on Shopify, here's what I would recommend. The first thing I would do is I would implement what I call the three-tier mindset on selecting products to sell. When I talk about the three-tier mindset, and I'll talk about more throughout streams, throughout YouTube videos, I'm coming out with a class that talks about the three-tier mindset, is having three products in three different categories and selling and having that mindset, I guess, determine your products that you want to sell. So if you have $2,000, and I'm going to try to break this down as easily as possible. The first product is what I call the main product, and this is a three-tier mindset. Like I said, I'm going to have a course on this. I'll give you a sneak peek of it. I'm going to break it down very generically over here in my video or in my class. I'm going to talk about it more in depth. I'm going to have examples of it. But the three-tier mindset, going back to the three-tier mindset, allows you to pick a product and and sell that product. I guess is whatever. All right, never mind. Going back. Okay, so here's how I explain the three-tier product. The first product would be your main product, right? It's gonna be the product that you're gonna sell, that you think you're gonna be the most popular, that's gonna sell the most, and that's your flagship product. It's your product. Um, but there's going to be two other products, and this is why it's three tier. The first tier is what I consider the main product and the product I just talked about. The second tier would be a supplementary product, so it could be an accessory, it could be an add-on, it could be if you don't have an add-on to it, it could be just a different color or a different version of it, or a lower version of it, or whatever. It's just a way to kind of not be the focus, but you can upsell it, you can add on to it, or you can bundle it up and make it something that is good. So that would be the tier two product, which is a supplement. Tier three product, and which is where people forget about this a lot, is having a luxury product on top of it. And this is a product that you you won't spend a lot of marketing money on it. You just have it just to have it there. It's a luxury product. If you run out of idea or you don't have a product that suits your store, that is what you call quote unquote a tier three luxury product, then you can add like a bundle, right? Or not a bundle, like a three pack. Three of these products will be this much, and you save a bunch of money on it. That's at worst. Like that is the easiest way to have a that third tier. So I've seen this throughout the years I've been talking to clients and stuff like that. Is everybody has only one product that they're focused on. It's either a new product that they come over, or they're selling on Etsy and they have this one product that they love and people love it. You're selling a bunch of it on it. It's a custom picture frame thingy. So everybody has that one product. People forget about the supplementary, the tier 2 and the tier 3. The supplementary product and then the luxury product. And this is what the whole 3-tier mindset is based off. So going back to the question of how would I spend my first $2,000 on Shopify? So I would spend probably roughly, it's a very tight budget for Shopify anyway, but to get a website done, $500 to $1,000. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it realistic and say it's going to be $1,000 to create the website. That's half your budget on that. The main product, I always felt like it needs to be a private label. It needs to be your product. So kind of drop shipping is out the door. You got to create this product. You got to either source it, you got to make it yourself, or get it from somebody and be able to control that product more so than any other product on your website. So for the main product, you'll probably, man, I'm kind of running out of money here. I'm probably gonna have to spend about $500 on the main product to have it inventory, to have it properly labeled, properly done, tested, and everything that you can. 500, let's just say 500 gets you 100 units, so that's good. That's a good start for a website. You have 100 units of their main product that you're gonna spend the most money on. And I would spend a month of $500 on marketing that one product, that one single product, right? So you got $500 to spend on marketing, $500 to get inventory on your main product, and $1,000 to get the Shopify right. The Shopify store designed, developed, launched, tested, all that good stuff. So there's that $2,000. Going back to the 3-tier mindset, tier 2 products, which is the supplementary product, the upsell product, you could probably get from a drop shipper. Also, the tier 3 product you can probably find from a drop shipper as well. So remember, tier 2 products are supplementary products, so a product that you need to be able to have upsell. So in my course, in my 3-tier mindset course, I will talk about this more in depth, and I'll give you examples of what I mean. Tier 2 is always the upsell, making sure that you have a product that is of lower price. It's kind of like the grocery store. At the grocery store, all the candy and the drinks at the checkout, that's those products. That fits your main product. And then the third tier is the luxury product that is going to be pretty highly priced. Fits kind of nicely into where your product is, but it just needs to be there just to be there. And that is a 3-tier mindset. Like I said, that is what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to create this course around it, and I've seen it be successful with a bunch of different clients. And you don't even have to be a new product or anything. You don't have to start from scratch. If you're at a point when you're trying to grow, when you validated your product, or you're in that growth stage, or even in that scaling stage, expanding different products from different categories, if you keep this 3-tier mindset in place, it will help streamline the growth and streamline the different operational stuff that is needed from the inventory all the way to marketing. It kind of streamlines it and making sure that people understand that some of these products are the main products, some are supplementary, some needs to be here, some needs to be there. It helps out everybody along the process, and it will help you out if you do focus on the 3-tier mindset. But I'll have it on my YouTube channel. You'll see it. The course will be out sometime this month. So either way, if you have any questions about the 3-tier mindset, you email me, contact me, Facebook, Twitter, anywhere that you can reach out to me. I'll talk to you a little bit more about the 3-tier mindset, but keep in mind, this will help you out, and this will kind of help you with the spend that you're going to be doing the first couple months, because if you don't follow some sort of product launch or some sort of product launch schedule or launch process, the first 2,000 is going to be all spent on marketing, and you're marketing a kind of a half-ass attempt on a lot of these things, and it's not gonna work out well most of the time. So um, that's my breakdown of that. Just to recap the breakdown, I would say 1,000 on the website, 500 on your product, your own product, your main product, 500 on advertising. See if you can make up. Hey, if you're getting 100 products for $5, you're hopefully charging at least $20, $25. Should be able to make that up if you do marketing right. And that $500 marketing budget for a month is very, very small. And I don't know. Hopefully, you have good social media, friends, family that can spread the word out, kind of make up that money and make up that inventory cost, and hopefully you can order another batch of inventory and just do that whole cycle again, but do it a little bit better and do it a little bit better, and then add 3 more products. Remember 3-tier mindset. Add 3 more products within those same guidelines, same boundaries, and just duplicate, and then all of a sudden you're gonna have a store with 100 products that you understand that 33 of them are their main products, and then you got 60 of them or 70 of them that are supplementary or luxury. You have a nice balance, and you will thank me that you follow those steps. So, all right, that's all I'm gonna say about it. Excuse me. What's more profitable, dropshipping or Amazon FBA? So I believe everybody that is watching or is going to be viewing this video understands what dropshipping is. Amazon FBA is fulfilled by Amazon, so it's basically your product, your own private label product that you're gonna be shipping to Amazon. They will ship out to any customers that order your item. So these two are kind of different. One takes more capital to start, which is the Amazon FBA, because it's a lot of private label products. Drop shipping is relying on other manufacturers to ship for you. My personal opinion, drop shipping has a cap. So if you're looking to not scale your business, and I'm gonna keep going back to this. There's three stages of an e-commerce store, in my opinion. The first stage is a startup. We're trying to prove a product that is viable and that people want. Number 2 is growing your business or growing your store. So adding more products, adding more categories, adding more versions of your product. And number 3 is scaling. So you're gonna scale your product. You're gonna dump a bunch of money into marketing because you know it works. Execute the strategy, and you'll be very scalable or very profitable then. The reason why I'm saying that there's this 3K tier is that dropshipping, I believe, can only fulfill the startup, which is picking products and making sure that it's sellable. Number 2 is growing it or adding more products into the categories and just expanding your store. Dropshipping can execute those. Dropshipping has a hard time of scaling. Dropshipping has a hard time of finding this amazing 2 to 3 or 4 products that you can sell, you can customize, and you can kind of create a brand around it and tell the story behind it and save a lot on the bulk shipment of it. And this is where Amazon FBA can really be the most profitable, to answer the question. It's because it can do A, B, and C, which is the starting up a product, adding more products around it, and of course the scaling of it and being able to source in bulk, make sure everything is right, make sure you have the right amount of inventory in, so when you run a sale or you have an email blast that you're going through, you won't have any back orders and all that stuff. And the margins are going to be a lot better than drop shipping. The only, not, I guess I can't say the only downside. One of the main downsides of Amazon FBA is it is Amazon. It is controlled by Amazon, and I've seen this numerous times already. Is you're kind of killing it on Amazon. Your listing's amazing, and all of a sudden it gets taken down, or all of a sudden it gets suspended, or your Amazon account gets suspended for some reason that is either out of your control or you just made a mistake on something. So now you're basically in Amazon's hands of when can I get my shop going? It was a mistake, or I accidentally did this, or something that they changed in the terms that you just forgot about. And that is one of the major downfalls of selling on Amazon, because you sell on their platform. They're taking on the risk of all the different things that can happen if something goes wrong. If you have a bad batch of products, all of a sudden they're not going to take responsibility of it. It's your product. You're the one that's selling it to the customer, and they're just a platform for you to sell on. Things can go not as well as predicted, and this is where I always recommend you always having a backup plan, not necessarily a backup plan, but always having your own website to be able to reduce any of the risks that you're putting all the eggs in one basket type thing into Amazon. So, what's more profitable? Probably Amazon FBA. To be honest, dropshipping works. It takes you to a certain point. It reduces the risk. Money wise, it's not going to be as profitable as Amazon FBA if you do it right. So, and I will. I think I'll answer one more question here. Oh, this is a good question. How hard is this to sell on Amazon FBA? So, Amazon has changed a lot the past couple of years. E-commerce has changed. The internet has changed. Everything is changing so fast that Amazon itself is changing fast as well. Selling on Amazon is actually what I've seen changing a lot more than what I anticipated. And unfortunately, it makes it so much harder to sell on Amazon right now, because they keep adding these layers on layers that you have to climb through, or you have to pay yourself through. Not necessarily pay Amazon, but you got to pay other businesses to sell on Amazon. One example that I can give you right now is you used to be able to buy UPCs from eBay or any other store that sells UPCs and put it on a product, put it on your listing, list it on Amazon, market it, and hope you sell it. And simple as that, right? Now, they won't allow you to use purchase UPCs. You got to go through what they call a GTI. I don't know the exact. I don't know the exact what the acronym is for, but you need to register your company and get UPCs and get a GTI so you can create UPCs and create new listings from that. So that's one example of it making harder, because you got to pay for the licensee to get the GTI, and then from there on you just do the normal create a UPC from the GTI. If you have any more specific questions on that, you can ask me, but it sucks. You got to pay money basically to create UPCs now. Another one is brand registry on Amazon. You used to be able to kind of just show the packaging, show the manufacturer, show all these different things that basically tells you that, hey, it's my brand, I'm selling it on Amazon. Now you need to either have a trademark on the product, and being brand registered is actually very important, by the way, and I can talk about that. I'll talk about that in one of my YouTube videos. But brand registry now requires you to have either be filing for a trademark or have a trademark already. And a trademark isn't expensive, especially to people that I've been talking to, or my clients that are kind of new to selling on Amazon or just new to selling online. They don't have the funds, or they're not very even sure they can make this into something that they can live off of, or a career. So that's another layer. So how hard is this selling FBA? It's pretty dang hard. Sometimes when I'm selling on Amazon, doing all these different processes, I kind of take it for granted because I've done it before and I understand a lot of this, the lingo or these layers that you have to go through. And for me, taking a step back and kind of explaining it or kind of teaching a client on how to do this is puts me in kind of an area that I said, wow, this is kind of hard. I mean, I learned this, and this is why I'm very, very uh, not necessarily trying to promote myself or just promote anybody, but it's so important to have somebody that's done it before and that's going through it, and it'll save you so much more money and time and all that. And for me, I kind of take it for granted for the things that I've learned and the things that I can pass on to a lot of the clients that I have. But I myself, I paid somebody when I first started back 10 years ago, and kind of just learning and just educating myself through a lot of these articles and even some of the courses that I take. I'm always learning, but it's so important to get somebody that has been there, done it. They might not be 100% right, but they'll definitely point you in the right direction. I hope I'm pointing people in the right direction when I'm creating these videos or streams or whatever courses that I create, pointing you in the right direction because um, it's not easy. It's hard. Everything is hard. Selling on Amazon is even hard. Everything is hard. Um, don't let anybody tell you it isn't hard. It's hard as hell to do things right. It's not hard to start it up, but it's hard as hell to do it right. So um, that's what I'm gonna end the stream on. Not sugarcoating anything, not trying to do anything. I'm just telling you, it's hard. Get somebody to help you out if you need it. Watch videos, free videos, all these different tools that are online. You'll be able to kind of master, or not necessarily master, but you'll be able to have a good head start on a lot of people that are just trying to sell something online. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy the stream. And if you have any questions, you know where to find me. Email me, follow me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all the social media networks. I'm out there. So like I said, hope you guys enjoy this, and let me know if you guys have any questions.